All right. All right. All right. We're in for another one. We're in for another one. Today, you see the title, The Hottest on the Track Right Now. The hottest in the track right now. Or should we say the hottest on the track? I don't know. But today we're discussing the hottest track and field athletes. And we're not talking about the way they're looking either. We're not talking about that one. We're going to save that for a future one. I got to get my editing down, but be prepared. We got something coming up pretty soon. So, the hottest track and field athletes, who's controlling this? If they were looking like one of these cryptocurrencies out here, today, who's in the red? Who's in the green? Who's looking good right here? Like, which one, what place are they at right now? Are they up? Were they up yesterday about 90+% on their net value and worth? And we're not talking about, hold on just a second. Give me a second, guys. All right, we had to take care of something really quick. Forgot. Look, we're not talking about, okay, can they buy the houses right now or something like that? What if they're new in track and field? They can still be that hot thing that's out there, right? Remember Richardson, she didn't have much around her, right? Last year, people gotta admit, no matter what, Sha'Carri Richardson last year was one of the hottest high profile athletes, as far as profile as in what she's bringing views to the track last year. Okay, Sha'Carri Richardson, for better or for worse, for people that liked or disliked her, there it is. Now, that doesn't have any reflection about any money that's in her pocket, any of her accolades, or anything like that. So I give y'all the preface of that before we get into today's topic. And as always, I'm Nick, your host. This is Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And as always, stay blessed, stay rich, and you know, we gonna be fine out here, okay? We gonna be fine out here, as we're always working to be that number one in sports and self-empowerment. All right? Number one in sports and self-empowerment. So, what are we going to do for this? Hey, in the future, when we have some of these things, we might actually start giving out money and things to the athletes or even some of the fans for participating. So, guys, when we're on these things, when I do these things here, think of any given video that I do. You can call in, or if you say, hey, I want to call in and chat about that, that's always there. Remember, we did this last year. We could do giveaways on the videos. I like to do giveaways and things like that. You guys help me out, I help you out. It ain't like a pole put pimp that just taking it one way and we don't give it out the other way. All right, you guys help us out on this side, and we're gonna help you guys out. Okay. Somebody said Brianna Williams definitely the hottest in track and field, but that's for another show. All right. Hey, we see, hey, your eyes ain't missing a beat, we see. So, okay, now when it comes down here, let's just do a profile of some of the athletes. Let's bring over this, because I am missing a couple of athletes, to be fair, on this image. I'm missing a couple of, okay, it's not letting me drag it over. Okay, yesterday allowed me, and today it's not. Here we go. I am missing a couple of athletes off of this right here. Let's go over from left to right. And also, I got Kipchoge on there. That's not technically track and field. Not technically track and field. But I digress. It's still going to be in the track and field athletics aspect. So, let's look at Faith Kipchoge. She's over here tearing it up in the 1500. When she comes out, you basically are about to expect her to beat down on her opponents. She's like, hey, look, I'm Kipchoge. Call me Yago, because when I run on the track, it be fuego, okay? It's fire. That's what she's doing on the track, right? It's fire on the track. In order to beat her, you basically gotta catch. She gotta be sick like Kipchoge. Remember, he had that ear infection or something in the marathon. That was the first time he lost since he basically started running the marathon. He just went on a winning streak. It's like, dang, this dude averaging 204. People could try to run a 204 and the best they can. So Kipchoge, she's on the track. She's out there. Then we got Grant Holloway. He been basically, hey, look, if the track ain't going the way he wants to, he said, I'm not running. He said, I got star power enough. I'm fast enough. I'm not gonna run in Bermuda. The wind ain't going in the way I like it. I don't need to run this meet. Another meet, they didn't want to turn the things around. He said, I want to put down fast times every single time. I'm not here to just run against the wind to win. I know I can win. I want fast times. So he said, you know what? Bermuda, middle finger. Other meet, middle finger. Like, he said, look, I'm going to reserve me because you guys want me to come out. And I'm trying to make sure that every time I show up on my resume, we're running pretty fast times. So that's where it is. Then we got, let's go to Sydney McLaughlin. Let's go over to that lower left-hand corner right there. We got Sydney McLaughlin. She comes out. She's like, look, I got the cheat code to track and field life. That's our game. Track and field life. You know what? Y'all think it's okay? Look, every race I come out, they put the hurdle in the wrong spot. Basically, it's near world record or the old world record pace. But guess what? I'm just gonna put it I'm just gonna put it out of the picture. Y'all think y'all gonna be close to me, but it's really not gonna be close. And then you think, okay, maybe some other 400 hurdlers right now, maybe some other ones that are, may have the 300 hurdle world record. I just don't feel like getting that. It's not important to me. I'm gonna go after the one that counts, and I'm gonna trounce everybody here. Then we got Gudaf Tsegay, right? And then, of course, she ran the world record. Well, let's go back to McLaughlin. Of course, she ran the world record at the exact right time, at the moment, and put the field to sleep. Murdered. They went into caskets. Nobody was nearby. Just kaboom. She murdered them, lit them on fire. All right? Then we got Gudaf Tsegay. In particular, she's a lot better indoor as an athlete, if I gotta be fair here. But when she comes out and she represents Ethiopia very well. Now, maybe in that 5,000, it'll look a little bit better than that 1,500. A lot of athletes are looking at her for that 1,500. But, at the World Championships, what did she finish in? Last in the final? It was just too fast for her. Faith Kipchoge gave the 1-2, the puncheroo, and then she's out of there. Knocked out. But when she shows up on the track, people are nervous. Okay? People are nervous. She's doing that 1,500, but it looks like that 5,000 could be her thing. And she's commanding some star power here. All right? Yeah, that looks like it. Yep. I can agree with you guys. Grant was really firing this year. Yep. And then McLaughlin could go sub 50 the same way Amusan. Look, I'm missing Amusan in here. I didn't forget about her. Like I said, some people I'm missing in the picture. Like Ingebrigtsen, Krauser. There's some other athletes here. And then sometimes you could be a top athlete without being a top athlete. Let's go ahead and face the 3,000-pound elephant in the room. The 3,000-pound elephant in the room. Okay? Sha'Carri Richardson still has star power around her. Why? Because even when she doesn't make it through the rounds, those videos are being watched. People are clicking. People are searching. People are asking. Matter of fact, I had a young lady over today, and she saw this. She wanted to be in the stream or something like that, or I asked her about the stream and whatnot, and said, "Hey, what do you think about these things here?" And she looked at the screen. It was Aaliyah Hobbs, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and they were on the screen. And she said, and I quote, "Is that Sha'Carri Richardson?" Because she saw the last video where it said, "Are they smoking?" And it said the officials now. All right. Now, guys, let me ask you a question. Can you guys hear me? Let me make sure I can be heard here. Okay, I can be heard. Okay. Now, on the last one, right? She said, "Is that Sha'Carri Richardson?" And she saw the Jamaican uniforms. She saw the American uniform. I think she was talking about Aaliyah Hobbs there. But that's just the fact that you see somebody. She saw, are they smoking? And then she thought I was talking about Richardson maybe. And I'm like, yo, that's just like last year stuff. But to be fair, I can see it. I can see it. Like you're a casual person. You know a little bit about it. So Sha'Carri Richardson is covering the star power on track and field still to a certain extent. And she was a track and field athlete herself. She's done track and field. Doesn't mean that she's following track and field like that, but followed it enough that she knows Sha'Carri Richardson. We gotta know that people are there. It's like you mentioned Usain Bolt. He was one of the biggest winners of last year's Olympics. He didn't even run. To my knowledge, he did not show up. So we got to give it to him, right? Okay. Now, going over to Valerie Allman. Actually, let me read this comment real quick. Said, yeah, no one is doing what she is doing. Everyone in track and field isn't entertaining. Sha'Carri is like a rapper. Yeah, essentially. That's your entertainment value right there. If she does a little bit better, depending on who's talking about it, she could be a court jester, or she could be the local entertainment where it's like, hey, that's some quality things. A lot of people like to use her as a punching bag. But yeah, they said, you saying that she's not hot on the track, though she may be entertaining, but she's halfway retired. But the way when I say the hottest track and field stars this year, and then the title that says hottest on the track right now, it's only certain things here. I got to shorten up some things to make it more tight. But the technicality is she is the hottest on the track right now as far as the entertainment value, because I'm going to get into it in just a second. You're going to see this. It's going to come back full circle in just a second. I'm going to prove it to you right here through some of these media companies. I'm going to prove it to you right here. But anyway, Valerie Allman, she over here maxing out, and I mean maxing out. The only thing she's not yet getting is that elusive world record, unless I'm mistaken. I don't believe she has the world record, but she's out here just dominating, with the exception of one loss this year, right? She's out there dominating. She's commanding it, looking very entertaining. You could tell she used to be a dancer. She got the moves. She's entertaining people that don't even like watching the throws. They don't like watching shot put, discus, hammer. They don't like watching the javelin, and they're watching her, right? They're bringing her. She's bringing people out. And that's what happens sometimes. People that don't care about basketball, it might be somebody that's out that they like. This happens in every sport. So when people say, hey, they can't come to the sport for the sport. Hey, look, some personalities just bring people out, right? That's just what's going to happen. So Allman does that to some people in the throws. That's great. Now going over to Fred Curley. Fred Curley coming in and basically almost didn't lay a single step wrong. He lost against Emmanuel in Kenya. All right. He lost against Emmanuel in Kenya. I wouldn't say she necessarily chokes, because she did win at the Olympics. And I mean, I don't know what else you could say with the winning at the Olympics. I would say, I wouldn't call that a choke necessarily, but yeah, definitely. She's got the power on the track as far as the entertainment value. All of these things come into play. But yeah, when we come to Fred Curley here, the man just laid one step wrong when it came to in the 100 in the loss against Emmanuel in Kenya. I think if he got that, it would just be a better, tighter resume. I mean, he's over there facing off against Norman in the 200. He's facing off against other athletes in the 1, the 2. And he's basically beating them all. This is leading up to Worlds, by the way. I'm giving the storyline here. And he's out here like, look, y'all gonna have to you're gonna have to run fast to beat me. You're gonna have to run fast to beat me. Okay. So in this case, he's like, I'm laying it down. Then he came in the first round in the USA's, and then he went fast. Obviously, he did it kind of in reverse order. It was like fast or slow. And he did the same thing at Worlds. But he said, I'm going to lay this out. I'm trying to imitate some of the greats and see if they could put down fast relative to their times. A lot of people argue that it was too fast. But hey, he still came through and got the W. That's the thing. Now, his stock value, his track and field value, his worth, he's going to be able to command more speaking fees. He's going to be able to get those deals and things better for other smaller sponsors and maybe some big ones too, because he's out there winning. He's out there trying to be entertaining and everything like that. Oh yeah, you said Curly, fun fact. Curly has only run one time outside of 10 seconds this year. Now, there you go. This is like some Asafa Powell stuff, if you really think about it. Asafa Powell he was chopping up sub-10s at one point. Like, this is going to those levels. Now, he's not running at nearly as much as Asafa Powell. The shoes, the tracks are a little bit different, but still, to be fair. Now we're going over again. Let's go over to Dina Asher-Smith. Hottest in Europe, bar none, basically. I would say maybe we got Kipchoge, but hottest in Europe, one of the hottest in Europe, bar none right now. Even when she's losing, she's generating headlines, because when she loses, it's not saying Nita, it's saying Dina Asher-Smith slipped on a banana. That's what happened. It's not saying Nita got this. It's not saying that. It's Dina Asher-Smith slipped on a banana. It was that time of month. And so therefore, she was out of the race. And that's what happened at Euros. It wasn't Nita got a medal. It wasn't Nita got third. Headlines are Dina Asher-Smith, she was using a telescope. She looked the wrong way. And then she got distracted by a butterfly. Right? Or she got distracted by the radiance of the moon during that evening in a 100. That's where the headlines are going at this point. It's everything but Nita, right? It's everything but the winners in a lot of these cases. That's where Dina Asher-Smith is still shining. Her star is very bright. When you look at her resume, in some respects, some will say that her resume isn't really all that strong other than one season. But all it can take is one season, and that takes you and make your star power above other people. That's all it takes is one season where you can slip on a banana, you can say something whatever way, and they're talking about you. Good or bad, they're talking about you ahead of somebody else. It's very hard to get that attention. But once the attention is on you, it's like some people are sticky. And as we know, Dina Asher-Smith is sticky, right? She be having some people wish they could be in her presence, but they really can't. Now, going over again, let's stay in Europe right now. Let's go up right here to Kipchoge. So, let's go up here to Kipchoge. Kipchoge has been getting, a lot of people haven't really been feeling it too much and saying she's overhyped. I mean, there may be some merit there, but the way that Dalilah Muhammad just got last place, and as we all know, Dalilah Muhammad has been going through a lot this season. So, hey, look, getting a medal at the World Championship still, and getting that bronze, hey, fantastic. Then Dalilah Muhammad may or may not show up at some random Diamond League or other race. I've said this time and time again that she just might, I don't know, she might implode on herself. We saw it in the Diamond League final. We saw it there. She's great, fantastic at, when she's on, she's on. And when she's off, it's like she peaked out at that World Championship final, Olympic final, World Championship final. She's just got it. She's got that. But yeah, getting back to Kipchoge, that might mean Dalilah Muhammad has some star power there. Okay? The fact that I just brought up Kipchoge and just talked about Dalilah Muhammad. But Kipchoge got the 300 hurdle world record. All right? She tried. I think this was the second time she attempted it, and she got it the second time. So congratulations to her to getting that. You know what? That means it's not quite that easy to get. And she got the 300 hurdle world record. And she's been dominating the races, quite frankly, against the Europeans. Nobody really can beat her. Nobody really has a chance of beating her except for Muhammad and Sydney McLaughlin. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Nobody else is going to take her. Nobody from Jamaica, nobody from the United States, nobody from Europe as a continent, nobody from Africa, nobody from South America, nobody's getting Finn Cabot. So she's saying, hey, look, I'm going to force people to talk about me, even if there is maybe a little bit of a boost behind me. But I got people that will be forced to talk about me because I'm going to be the workhorse in Europe. I'm going to be the workhorse for my country. All right? Remember how much she was running over there at Worlds. Remember that mixed 4x4? Then she's over here doing a regular 4x4, doing the 400 hurdles. She's just doing all types of stuff. She's jumping around, running around and everything. They got her as a workhorse over there. Now, I remember last year, some goofball said, hey, workhorse is racist and everything. I'm like, yo, chill out. Workhorse, a general term, is, talking about whoever. So if it's racist, I guess I just rebranded it now to, mean that. So anyway, let's take a trip to the United States. Actually, let's take a trip to Kenya. Right back to Kenya with Eliud Kipchoge. I got to bring him up in this conversation because otherwise he's not going to really be covered or highlighted like that. Not especially on this channel. If it is, he's going to get like 5 views, 50 views. The man deserves more respect than that. He's darn near unbeatable. If you look at him another way, he's got the world record hold. He's the world record holder. He's been running at the world stage. His first gold medal came when he was like, 17 or 18. In the 5,000. He beat the master of the mile, the king of the mile, Hisham El Garouj, in the 5,000. He beat the world record holder at the time, Kenenisa Bekele, where everybody's arguing that he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, distance runner of all time. And the way I look at it, marathon is distance, but they qualify it as the marathon. So Kipchoge is darn near unbeatable. He lost one of his first races, and then he lost when he had a sickness, and he was still trying to push the pace. That's the thing. This man has been there for so long. People talk about Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and longevity, but let's just hand it to Kipchoge, where he's still getting faster and faster. Think about him still being able to break world records, right? And he's been at this stage, this elite level. Think about the pounding and the miles it's doing on your body, okay? Think about the pounding it's doing on your body, and he's still able to fend off athletes 10 years or so younger than him. Because now they got marathon runners coming in at 18, 19, like Chep the guy. I think he was starting off as a marathon runner at like 18, 16 or whatever. Then he said, yeah, I don't like that. It's too long. Let me go down to 5, 10,000 and stuff like that. So you got athletes now coming in 18, 19, 17 and all of that into the marathon, and they're running 202s, 203s. We may have one that was a U20. I could be wrong, but 2021 maybe, that was running under 202. So you got athletes like that right there, and he's still able to kick their ass. Can we get a smash to like for that one? He was able to kick their ass, and he's darn near approaching 40. All right. Now I'm going to go over to the United States. We got a Thing Mo, right? We got a Thing Mo. Yeah, he lost twice in only like 8 years. So we got a Thing Mo here. And she's over there, and she says she wants to do a modeling career. So she might be another Dina Asher Smith, right? Raking in that model money, right? Or a Sydney McLaughlin, because if y'all see the photo shoots that Sydney McLaughlin got out there, Y'all just look at the photo shoot she's got. Now, it's not going to be quite the same as maybe what Dina Asher Smith would do, you know, showing less of herself, right? But type in Sydney McLaughlin, and when I was looking for a picture here, I was like, oh, she did a photo shoot for New Balance, her sponsor and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can see her going out and doing some modeling. So Athing Mo has enough star power that she can use her looks to her advantage and say, I'm going to model just like other people from Sudan, just like other people from East Africa, just like other people have done before me. I really wanted to be a model, so I'm going to use this platform. And she comes out and she does some modeling. When her name is on the track, people are talking about her. They talk about the other athletes maybe giving her a trouble, but they're going to be talking about her. We got Keely Hodgkinson. Let's go over to Great Britain for a second, since we're talking about the 800. Keely Hodgkinson still doesn't get talked about in the same way that Athing Mo does. Because even when Athing Mo isn't in the race, she's still getting second place most of the time. All right? She doesn't yet have it there, but she does have some star power behind her, because she's going to get talked about before even the athletes that are beating her, except for Athing Mo. Going back to the U.S., let's talk about Michael Norman. Norman was getting himself pumped up last year, and he was doing some things a little bit wrong, in my opinion, about how to hype himself up. This year, he came back with a new invigoration. He was serious. He said, look, I'm going to take this on the track. Somebody's going to have to just run better than me to run. Last year, they asked him, do you think you should live up to, you know, some of the greats like Michael Johnson and those before you? He said, I don't really know about that. I don't really know about that. So this year he came back. He got his vision renewed. Michael Norman running the 2, running in the 4, and he's pulling in some star power right there just from people talking about him. Let's go over to Noah Lyles real quick. I don't think anybody can argue here. I'm going to say something that may be a little bit more controversial, but I don't know if it is. I just noticed this, okay? I just noticed this in an observation, but I'm going to say it later. Save this one for later. Noah Lyles is just controlling the 200 like he's a maestro. I mean, he's lost twice in his professional career, right? He's lost twice, as far as we're not counting semis, because those, nobody really counts those races because they're just qualifying for the next round. If you lose and you don't qualify for the next one, then they count that as a loss. So those aren't really counted as losses, real talk. But Noah Lyles, he's over here, a maestro here. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. You know, after the fact, when he won the 200, they got confetti going out. Look at the track. They did not even do that for the 100. They got confetti going out. I'm just waiting for him. When is he going to get his crown on top of his head, like what certain athletes did there? Let me make sure my audio is good. Okay, my audio is good. So, the only thing that was missing was the crown, quite frankly. Now, let's go over to Jamaica. We got Elaine Thompson-Herah. She's pulling in the star power because it's like, look, she said, my name is Elaine Thompson-Herah. This is the Thompson era. I'm running so hard on the track that my opponents are in terror. Okay? They trip on the track, right? So it's something like that. I'm trying to do a little bit of rhyme here. Follow with the rhyme scheme. But yeah, so Thompson-Herah said, look, I'm going to try to pull over what I did from the Olympics over. This ain't going to be like it was at the World Championships the last time. And she's coming out on the track. She didn't even have to run through the next rounds. People are talking about, yo, she's out here. She ran the first round, got her timeout. Now she's talking about her, quote, shoulder. I was one of them. Talk about a, quote, shoulder. I was like, yeah, that's an excuse. She's just doing that so she can get through. She doesn't have to run, right? So we got Thompson-Herah, and when she's not on the track, people are talking about her a little bit, other than, you know, this last Diamond League where they slapped her in the face with, you guessed it, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, whether they read the name wrong or not, yo, this is a professional level. Look up, use your binoculars from your skybox seat. All right? Use the binoculars. Hopefully, I say it's a combination of that, and they didn't update him on the, the heat sheets or something in time. Because sometimes that happens. But at a professional meet, it just kind of really brought down the whole thing. Now, coming here with Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. I mean, the fact that she wasn't in the race and she was still talked about says a lot. I think that speaks for itself. She's running 10-6. She's running 10-6. Like, you just wake up and breathe. That's basically what she's doing. She's running 10-6. And the only time she really didn't run 10-6 for real, because, going through the rounds and stuff, whatever, that's holding back. Like I said, those don't really count. But if we count them. But the for real was when she was at the Jamaican trials and she just walked out of the block so she wouldn't false start, and she ran a 10-7 flat. What in the world, right? She's running them in her sleep. 10-7 and faster in her sleep. She pulled out the race, which I would have thought she pulled out, in all honesty. And let's see what she does at the Diamond League final, if she shows up. If she doesn't show up, guess what? She's going to be talked about, guaranteed. She is going to be mentioned. There is no question, because she pulls and she owns the 100. No question about it. Let's go to Shericka Jackson. Action Jackson. Ready. And she's now getting her name mentioned next to FloJo. Like, hey, could she get the world record? Because they didn't even mention that with Elaine Thompson-Herah, to be honest. That wasn't even mentioned last year. Y'all know that, right? Even the media complexes at NBC and other places really wasn't mentioning, outside of this channel, they were not mentioning that, Elaine Thompson-Herah, world record FloJo, that were not matched together. The only time that got mentioned was when Thompson-Herah had to run that 10-5-4. That's the only time her and FloJo were mentioned together. But in that 200, they were like, yeah, that's still not close enough, Jack Thompson, okay? That's not close enough, okay? That's not close enough, dude. So we got to make sure that she gets close. And that's where Shericka Jackson is getting right there. She's in sniffing distance. So they're like, yo, when is that going to happen? And I think Shericka Jackson, like I said, has a much better chance than Elaine Thompson-Herah. I think Elaine Thompson-Herah darn near got to basically run that world record in the 100 in order to get the world record in the 200. She doesn't have the same speed endurance. But that's a different conversation. So I covered a lot of athletes here. Now, the other athletes I'm missing, before I pull up who that is. We got Rojas, Ingebrigtsen. We got Duplantis. Duplantis is basically Povo. This is kind of like where if Duplantis shows up on that track, y'all like, okay, is he gonna go easy? Is he gonna do the world record today? Or is he gonna stop at the win? Is he gonna do the world record today? Please don't do the world record. Please don't do the world record. That's basically what it is. Please don't do the world record. They're hoping and praying he don't do the world record on them and that he has an off day. That's essentially what it is. But when Duplantis' name is mentioned in the meet program, I'm sure he sells a bunch of tickets. Pole vault is one of the most popular events. So the fact that he's owning that is a big deal. That's like one of those blue ribbon events. 100, 1500, pole vault, and then is it long jump, I believe, and not the triple, but I think it's long jump. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Now, coming out with Ingebrigtsen. He got his win at the European Championships. Now, it's going to feel much sweeter if he gets the win at the Worlds and at the next World Championships. I know he was happy. He's like, look, I should have won. But when he goes on the track at his age, At his young age, he's commanding a lot. I mean, just typing in his name, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, on YouTube, you get bunch of hits for him. So he's got a whole factory, a media factory of small YouTubers, big YouTubers, the media complex. They're all pushing. No question. He gets mentioned, he's selling tickets. Then we got Yulima Rojas. Rojas is over here, and I think we're at about the end of the people I'm mentioning. Rojas is here in the triple jump, and her name is basically tied to the triple jump. Now, does she sell tickets? Question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many tickets she sells. But as far as in the triple jump, her name is basically tied to it. Now, getting here, honorable mentions, I'm going to say Amusan, honorable mention. As a world record holder, your profile does go up a bit. Camacho Quinn, I just got to say she's still higher ranked as far as the hottest on the track, who's going to do something. Even right now, even after the world record and the world championship gold, it's just that Camacho Quinn has that dominating factor about her. And she usually doesn't lay a wrong shoe. She doesn't lay a foot wrong. Amusan isn't as consistent. She struggles. She's been struggling to win. And that world record was kind of an anomaly at that point. That was an anomaly. Like way out of left field. Nobody was expecting that, right? Nobody was expecting it. So it's kind of still going to take some time to set in. It's kind of like when the world record was broken, when what's her name didn't make it out of the USA championships, and it's like, okay, cool, Kenny Harrison, cool. Now another one, that's a good point. Tamberi, he's very popular. And you know what? Let's bring this here. I think Tamberi. Oh yeah, Tintoglu. I don't think he's as big though. I don't think Tintoglu from Greece is big. But let's look over here. Who do y'all think is? Do you think Tamberi is more popular, or any of the athletes? What about the guy from Korea? I gotta look up his name right now. That's why I'm pulling this up. And then I'm gonna talk about who I believe are the hottest athletes right now, as far as name recognition, who's selling tickets, or anything like that. And I think Barsham, he's definitely tied there, but Wu, there we go. So do y'all think that Wu is a little bit more high profile than both Barsham and Tamberi? Because I would still say Barsham is at the top. Wu is the new guy that's entertaining, the fresh face, the one that's there. But I'm going to say that Barsham is the top factor as far as his name is mentioned, he's out there. The biggest entertainer is definitely Tamberi. The biggest entertainer is Tamberi. But I think a little bit of that went down just this season because of what happened at the World Championships. That's the feeling I'm getting. And somebody saying TT Terry. I gotta say no. I disagree with TT Terry as being there. I don't think her name. I don't think her name brings in any particular. She's entertaining, but I don't think it brings in anything outside of the people in track and field. And I also don't think that she has a dominating factor that's there. Yeah, his jumps. Yeah, the high jump just hasn't. I think if Tamberi was there, it would have given more of a rivalry between him and Barsham. And then, oh yeah, Katarina Johnson Thompson. I think you're saying she's the hottest in Europe for a different reason, but I think that she does have a lot of name recognition, and that's one of the honorable mentions here. So who do I think is going to be at the top of this list? Now, do y'all think that Williams in, the multi-event, a lot of people liked how she looked, right? A lot of people liked how she looked. But are we going to say that on the women's side, let's say on the men and women's side, what do y'all think? Actually, let me put this here. Can I put up a poll here? How do I do a poll? Oh, here it is. Create a poll. I'm going to ask a poll from you guys. And you guys let me know. Give me a second so I can type this up. Because I want to know who now y'all think are the top three. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's put this here. Now, let's ask right here. I just put the poll out there. Y'all let me know. Vote in that poll right there at the top of the chat. I want to see you guys' thoughts. I'm going to leave that up. It's not that many people here in the live. So I'm just going to leave this up here. And I'm also going to do some things different on the YouTube channel. I might have a little small branching out because I want to do things differently here. I want to do things a little bit differently here. So I got the poll. I'm going to let that stay up for another 2 minutes. But I'm going to do some things differently on the YouTube channel. Some of you guys, let me know. So I want to be able to push somewhere else. Because we got a big audience here. And sometimes that audience just don't care about certain topics. And I'm going to talk about the topics. But I want to be able to bring in things. And I think the audience went too heavy in one direction. It might be a little bit too much as far as sprint based and on the women's side. And quite frankly, the men's side is still more popular, but I want to be able to talk about track and field all together, not just sprint, because my channel is not a sprint channel. I talked about that before, and I think once I made the foundation and people heard, hey, this is an American guy, not, being biased against the Jamaicans, they liked it. So I try to hold the same energy for all the events, but it's either going to work or it's not going to work. But I want to go in a different direction. We're going to see how that goes. If it works, it does. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I don't think that all of this is representative of the track and field audience overall. And so we got to capture some of that. And that's hard. That's going to be up to you guys. The ones that like the other topics too. The more that I can get an overall track and field channel, the better it is with the sprints as well. Because if it's only with the sprints and nobody's really interested in the other things, then I'll just go to the things that people aren't interested in. That's kind of the direction I go. So let's see. All right, we actually got somebody that's voting against it. Okay, that's the 2 minutes. I'm going to end the poll. So let's see. The question I had is Noah Lyles more popular than Fred Curley? Looks like we got an 80-20 split. 80% said yes. 20% said no. Now, I think that, and this is where I see it at. Looking at the videos, looking at name, search results and everything, Noah Lyles blows Fred Curley out of the water. And this is without being in the premier blue ribbon event. Think about it. He's not even in the 100. Noah Lyles is so popular that people don't even know who Arian Knighton is. See, I keep people that are casual track fans around me. I keep people that don't really watch track and field around me. And they can recognize a Noah Lyles. They don't recognize a Fred Curley. They don't recognize an Arian Knighton. And so I keep this to keep me centered. And I also keep looking at this as a non-track and field fan type of person, right? So, because a lot of the thoughts I had and suspicions that I had on a lot of things, and I asked people outside of track and field, asked people that are in track but don't watch track, and they really confirm what I have been thinking. And then they add in more insights. So, as somebody, remember I started this YouTube channel, I said track and field is boring. Right? I said track and field is boring, and I'm going to try to make something that I think is entertaining. At least for me. Would I watch this if I were looking for content here? If it was just past the race and people were talking about it. And I try to make it like that. So if anybody's wondering, it's kind of like I'm making the channel for myself, even though I don't listen to the videos afterward. Probably I should get some more advice from my own, analytics and stuff. But I make it, I keep it moving. I got a lot of things that I do. But Noah Lyles blows Fred Curley out of the water when it comes to that. And I think Noah Lyles really wants to get in that 100. Like he said, it's just more money. It's more popularity, more sponsorships, more money. But his popularity, who he's bringing through on the track, it's not even close. Now, this could be because, Lyles has been dominant for so long, it doesn't really matter the reason, because Richardson hasn't really been dominant at all, and she's still got some star power. But oh, that's funny. You say if Noah gets the world record, the Jamaican's chest is going to be burning them. Yeah, that's going to really hurt a lot of Jamaican fans. They're going to be like, yeah, that's good for him. That's good for him and everything. He still couldn't beat Usain Bolt. And a lot of people don't think he could get the world record, but then thinks what's his name could get the jump record. And I'm like, yo, let's let this get closer before we think that somebody's going to get an untouchable as of yet record in the jumps. So on the men's side. So yeah, at least Noah Lyles is somewhat close. He's in talking range. Nobody else is as close as Noah Lyles is right now. But yeah, if he gets that world record, it's just going to go bonkers. He's dominant. He's entertaining. He's fun to watch. He makes people feel emotions. People were angry that Noah Lyles pointed. All he did was point and stick out his tongue at Aaron Knight. He didn't even have to talk any trash talk or anything like that. He just did that, and that was enough to send people bonkers, okay? That small thing. This ain't even, it's like you tiptoeing. In track and field, you tiptoeing. Because in other sports, it'll be like, yeah, I'll knock the bricks off of you. I'll do this. I'll do that. Like, they're really doing it. That's what the Sha'Carri energy is bringing in, really. Except she can't follow it through. LMAO, Noah is the one who said he's given the world record 1 month. Why are you concerned about Jamaica's reaction after he does something? He set a deadline and missed. Yeah, you know what? He's hyping up some stuff. He's kind of like Elon Musk. You know, Elon Musk always says, hey, I'm going to get this out by this time, and then he's 2 years off. So I look at Noah Lyles like this. He's had a world record. As of yet, he's hitting things, and they're happening. So I just look at it as a delayed effect, if anything. But I would say Noah Lyles, if he gets that world record, it's going to be commanding a lot. Just kind of like Michael Johnson did. Michael Johnson wasn't anything hot in the 100, but he was more popular than many of the 100 runners. You said he zapped Knighton's powers away. He can't even go sub 20 no more. Dang. He took his whole energy out. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like Knighton was going, he went 19.49, right? And he's still going sub 19, and then after that moment, that is right. It's like, dude, I'm about to just take all your energy out. That's a good point. He took his energy out like a battery or something. So when you look at it from that perspective, dude it's just OG right here. And so yeah, world records do hold weight. But yeah, Noah Lyles, for me, that's one of the 3 athletes, because I said top 3. He's one of the on the men's side. Let's go over to the women's side real quick with that. But let me see that. They said trying too hard. He was running relaxed at first. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. World records do hold a lot of weight. They don't hold the only weight, because it's kind of like Mo Farah. I think it's a lot of people want to say that he's. They try to brush it under the rug. I even heard the British announcers, because they was like, yeah, some people will argue if he's the greatest distance runner of all time, and I even felt the energy with them not even being too excited to say that. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised. They kind of mumbling their voice under the tone, because he didn't have the world record, but he did what any of the world records before him didn't do. He won the 5 and the 10K over and over and over and over, more than any of them. A lot of them, it was just like, I'm gonna win the 10K 3 times in a row. I'm gonna win the 5K 3 times in a row. But 10 and 5K, yeah, nobody's really done that. He's the first person to do it. So, hey, but let's go over to the women's side. Let's change the gender. Let's go over to right now. Do y'all think that Sha'Carri Richardson is more popular right now? I'm just saying right now. If she shows up to this next meet that she's scheduled to run in, do you think that if she shows up, she's gonna be like a headliner? Let's be honest. Let's take any of however you're feeling about her out. Let's take how you're feeling about her out for a second. And just be honest with ourselves for a second. Do you think that she has more star power than some of the top 5 athletes, not top 10, top 5 athletes would generate just by her showing up in the 100? Okay? Just by her showing up in the 100. Let me ask y'all that. I was going to have a poll, but I'll just ask it to you here. Let's be honest with ourselves. I like to know. I'm curious with my audience. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Sha'Carri Richardson, if she shows up, will she be controlling that media headline and how they're talking about her? Or will it be kind of like mumbles? Other than, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price on the same track, I think it would be overshadowed by Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. But other than her, take Shelly Ann Fraser-Price out of there and line her up with anybody that is beating her, that's run faster than her. Do you think she would outshine them as far as media coverage and people watching the race? You put Sha'Carri Richardson in the headline, and then, yeah. I'm talking about, because you asked just showing up to run or by performing well. No, just showing up. Yeah, she is Wayne. Yeah, I was talking about Kipchoge. Now, I want to, okay, I'm glad y'all being honest here. Let me pull something up here. Let me pull something up. Because remember, and they said, I think so. Y'all saying yes, mostly controversial, but she's still fast. Now, let me go over to my own YouTube channel real quick. Now, I think this is partially because it was a little bit clickbaity of a title. But let's be fair. You said no. Okay, let's be fair. Now, let's look at my own YouTube real quick. Now, this video came out, I streamed it 4 months ago. Now, my streams don't normally get as many views because when you go over to the video section, however they show the videos, they don't really show the streams that well. So when people click on the videos or however that goes, it's just the streams don't perform as well. But I also know that stream numbers are a little bit inflated. So people were like, yeah, this person got this many views. No, they didn't get that many views. I can tell, but I'm not going to blow anybody's spot out on any other particular YouTube channels that do streams a lot, because sometimes streams give you higher numbers. So maybe it compensates for not showing them as much. But anyway, I got a stream. This had 40,000 views. Now, most of those views, it overpowered the Brianna Williams. Another Brianna Williams. Now, Brianna Williams was controlling media last year. I created that topic. I noticed nobody else was talking about her. How come me mentioning Sha'Carri Richardson in this one got more views in like 2 or 3 weeks than at that point it was like, what, 8 months old, 7 months old or something? Let's see. They said she's gone way too far. Things she says on Twitter are just too much. No. She is Bree Wayne. I think you're misinterpreting this. We're talking about as far as star power. They said them white men that really own track and field ain't gonna promote Sha'Carri over Shelly. I'll put it okay, that's a good point. Before I get here, you made a very good point here. Normally I just have people calling. If y'all want to call in, go ahead, because what you just said I think needs to be a conversation. So if you guys want to call in, I'll open up the Zoom or even a phone number, one of my burner phones, and then I'll open that up for people to call in. Now, here, I think you made a good point. You said the white men that own track and field ain't gonna promote Sha'Carri over Shelly Ann. Now, I bring you to Prefontaine as the evidence. I think that gets proven wrong and thrown right out of the window with Prefontaine. Because when I read if you go to my video last year on Prefontaine and you read, I was reading off of the Diamond League website, it was Sha'Carri Richardson versus the rest of them. That's how it came off. You can word things in a certain way, still mention somebody's name, but in the way the tone was written, it was like the second fastest woman in the world or the fastest American. It's like, no, Carmelita Jeter was the fastest American, and Sha'Carri Richardson had like a wind assisted time that made her fastest, whatever. At the time, or whatever it was. It was like Carmelita Jeter was really not mentioned too much, and it was like, okay. The way they hyped her up, yeah. They say, I do agree. I don't think she's developed stable enough popularity that she still be highly talked about if she doesn't start performing better. All right, let's test it here. Let's test it. Let me type in Sha'Carri Richardson real quick. Let's type this in. Let's see. It says Sha'Carri Richardson's dominant close. She got 1.6 million views. I'm going to just end it right there. Let's look up Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce real quick. Okay. Makes history. She got 846,000. This is World Championship title. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. 2 weeks ago, 344,000 views. 1.6 million from 2 years ago. Shericka Jackson, even though I typed in that. So Shericka Jackson got 1.6 million. But for some reason, maybe it's the title and the championship record that got it. Because remember, championship record versus makes history, I don't know. I got no clue why, but Shericka Jackson may have it there. They said, it's white men that really own track and field, deep pockets from Oregon and Europe. They said, I meant over the next couple years, Nick, you're misunderstanding. Oh, no. Okay, I got you. Yeah. So over the next couple years, she's gonna go down. But I'm just giving y'all YouTube. This is YouTube. Imagine what the sponsors are paying. They're probably still gonna pay Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce more. But if I'm Sha'Carri Richardson, I'm like, look, I might not have won none, but look at the views I got here. All the analytics is telling me I'm bringing in this. Pay me more than everybody else. That's what I would say if I was Sha'Carri Richardson. I can lose and slip and get last place and I'll show up. So I gotta give Sha'Carri Richardson is one of the women that is one of the hottest in track and field right now. I know some people are gonna be angry with it, but I just had to bring the evidence right here. Richardson, quite frankly, is one of the hottest in track and field. This is about popularity, okay? When I say the hottest on the track right now, this is more about the popularity than their performances. Because another one of these athletes that I'll mention may not be in the top, right? They say if track and field athletes could get other sponsors, Sha'Carri would be collecting bank, probably would have her own weed brand. Hey, like some people were saying, you smoking a Sha'Carri pack. I got no clue. That was what's his name? Where is he at? He was saying you smoking them Sha'Carri packs. Not Boo Road. It's somebody else. Dang, I'm forgetting his name right now. But they always be coming in the comment section saying some of this stuff. Now, let me see. They said, LOL, she's controversial and annoying, but the media loves her. It's not even just the media. It's everybody else, really. We gotta be honest here. If I do a video, the only time my videos didn't do well with Sha'Carri Richardson in the title was when I mentioned, hey guys, I mentioned Sha'Carri Richardson in the title. You guys, and I point out that even you guys are clicking the videos, and then the very next one, the video doesn't do as well, right? But other than that, if I just don't point that out, people will click it naturally. Like, we gotta be honest, all of us are really just, well, if I wasn't in this, I really wouldn't care. But all of us, generally speaking, are really, clicking it. They said, do you count the ads as well when you're looking at the analytics? Because Shelly-Ann does have an ad for Nike that has 57 million views on YouTube, a video from last year. Yeah, Woodism. There we go. Woodism. But let me go to the next person, the hottest that's in track and field. Let's go over back to the binge side. And let's do that. So Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, as far as search results, blows. Let me stop that real quick. For an ad, you can trick the numbers a little bit, but yeah, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce could, because you could get a whole bunch of millions of views with a shorter video. Look at it another way. Okay, these are longer videos. If I had a 2-minute video on here, it's easy to get views on that, because somebody click it, watch it again. Remember, views are just how many watches it got. And then you can get a view now because Facebook cheated. So YouTube doesn't count 3 seconds or 10 seconds anymore. I think it was the first 30 seconds they used to count. But because of Facebook and then TikTok, Facebook counts it as soon as you click the video, that's a view. And then they cheated with view count. So YouTube, for sponsors, they have to, change their analytics too. So let's go back over to the men's side real quick. Now, the hottest in the men's side. Let's go back over to the men's events. Let's go here. Let's see who's doing it. So we got Noah Lyles. We got Sha'Carri Richardson. Those are the two that we got so far. I gotta say, I'm going to do this one real quick. I gotta say that if Duplantis comes up and shows up on the track, let's click him real quick. If he shows up on the track, he's going to sell tickets. I think that is quite frankly, to be honest, because pole vault athletes can make bank, especially the female ones, because they can model a lot. So Duplantis is one of the next hottest on the track, and it's hard to make this list. Y'all know all the athletes that I just came out with and just went through the list and the titles, and I went through the accolades. I went through what they're doing here. I tried to stuff as many people here, but I'm limited this to 3. And if I gotta be honest, in my opinion, now analytics may or may not agree with me here, Duplantis is over here getting headlines when he shows up. Now, Krauser isn't doing that. For the people that think it's just a field event and you just got to dominate and stuff. No, Duplantis is pulling this in a way that's different. Now, the fact that he's representing Europe instead of USA, and he quite frankly said it, the US did not want to pay him money. So let me do something real quick here. Matter of fact, let me pull up when Duplantis, it's going to be on another video, because everybody keep giving the bow down to the USA gods, the US is so much better thing, rose-colored glasses every time we have a conversation with Jamaican athletes would get paid more if they were in the US. No, actually, Duplantis said they were not offering him money, so therefore he represented Sweden because of that. The United States athletes don't get paid more because they are in the US. No. He went somewhere where they wanted to pay him more money. He said, look, I got a parent, whatever. I'm going to represent them. He said he really wanted to represent the U.S. He grew up in Georgia and everything. So, yeah. So he went over there. The European marketing machine is going to market and push him more. He's in one of the most popular events. Track and field is one of the most popular events. Pole vault is one of the most popular events. They got the street vault. They got all types of things that they do for pole vault. So this is going to already get you the star power. It's like being a 100-meter athlete in the sprints. Compared to the other field events, pole vault has the star power there. They said 2 different markets. Duplantis is an international market. They said America loves a sad story. I don't know why Ryan Krauser not so famous, honestly. Well, see, shot put, just like what's his name, he was getting Olympic, world championship bronzes and stuff, and he wasn't even sponsored in the shot put. Shot put really isn't the highest looked at event in the field events or just in track and field. So that's why Ryan Krauser isn't necessarily as big. It's gonna be, I'm gonna ruin this one on the women's side, but Valerie Allman. The throws just ain't as popular. It is what it is. So she's not going to cover the same star power. It's a little bit easier. You got to be a very, very special athlete or something special for you to really stand out like that. You got to be super, super special. And there's no offense to anybody else. They're doing what they can. They're showing their personality. They're showing up to the meets. They're dominating. But, if the people ain't watching, the people ain't watching. I can't force y'all to go and buy the trackstars.io NFT. If you don't want to get it, you don't want to get it. Shout out to the NFT that supports the channel. Matter of fact, go over there and get that because it does help support the animated races and everything else that we going to do in the future. Because when we do these in the future, my plan is to start paying out this money. So it's going to be payouts to the audience and maybe payouts to the athletes. So with that being said, that's what we got here. Let's go over to the women's side again. They said for some reason I think Shelly loaded. You see, she stayed quiet when that stuff was going down with Alice and Felix. I'm not. Wait a minute, huh? Yeah, they said. Yeah, you said you got to go where the sport is popular. Yeah, and that's the same thing here. People got to make business decisions. If the core audience here on the YouTube channel, from a business standpoint, does not support doing animated races and things like that, if things start to go in a direction that some of the core audience that I grew up with, don't like the direction of the channel, I can't do anything about it because, like some YouTube channels are small and then people complain. They changed what they did when they got bigger. And I see exactly why. That one guy, I think he's called The Runner or something like that. He does a bunch of clickbait titles now. But now he could get hundreds of thousands and millions of views. And I could tell you he's probably making a lot of money, or at least a decent amount of money for him with YouTube ads and stuff. But when he was doing videos about, hey, here's how you train to do the 400 or the 800 meter training. Here's how you do 5K training. Here's how you do these things. And this is how to be a top athlete, and doing things like interviews like that. His core audience was there, but he had 5,000 subscribers or something, or maybe 10. And his view count was you might get 1,000, might get 200. So if that goes here and people somewhere else in the crypto world that are already in crypto buy this, hey, look, if they want me to go in a different direction, I'm going there. Because they're the ones that put the blood, sweat, tears, the money there. So that's the same thing I see at Duplantis and any of the other athletes. They got to go to Europe to make the money. That's just how it is. They got to go to Europe to make the money. Now, on the women's side. They said Rojas top in female international market. Keely and Femke Bowl as well. Now, this one, oh my goodness. This one right here. Let me see. Where is this at? Let's put this one here. Let's put this look up here. As far as on the women's side, so right now to review, we got Noah Lyles, Sha'Carri Richardson, Armando Duplantis. Now, for the other woman that's here, we got, I don't think Rojas is top as far as popularity wise. I think she could be more popular. Because if we want to say, especially if we talk about ticket sales, now we got athletes that are getting views off of their looks in the triple jump. I can tell you that they're getting them. The athlete from Spain in particular, I forget her name, but you can see millions of views just from them. And they focusing on something all right, and it ain't their athletic performances. Okay, now Keely Hodgkinson, we got Femke Bowl, Dina Asher Smith, and Athing Mo. Now, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think that they said Daryl can't catch a break? She had to change her whole look. Yeah. Okay. I got to be honest. Dina Asher Smith, yeah, she is on Vogue. Dina Asher Smith is going to be that athlete. There is no competition when it comes to international acclaim. Dina Asher Smith is coming out. Now, she's pleasing on the eyes, and everything like that. Who knows? Does that add on? Does that add on to how that is? I don't know. I really don't know about that. Now, we got to be honest. Politicians get voted for by how attractive they look. So it's no different in a sport where you're showing your literal body out for everybody on top of your performance. If you're being half naked and in some cases darn near naked, right? So Dina Asher Smith has a pleasing personality when she's in interviews that then matches her looks. A lot of people like her. Okay, we just got to be honest here. So Dina Asher Smith is going to command more of an audience, and that's our second athlete that we have here. Now I'm trying to look for the one where it's the Vogue. Daryl Richardson, shout out to you. They said they don't even like interviewing Daryl LMAO, especially when Dina is in the race. Look, yeah, exactly. Sex sells. This got to be honest. If you're losing weight, sex sells. Tell somebody, hey, this is the body you could get, right? This is the body you could get. Not, you got to be healthy. They already know how to be healthy. Technically, they are not healthy. That's why they're coming to get to lose weight with you. So yeah, Fatima. Yeah, yep. For that Spaniard athlete, very dark skin. But yeah, now yeah, her injuries does hurt her brand. But you know what? The fact that I'm gonna pull this up in just a second. Give me a second here, because I'm gonna pull this up. Here we go. Here's Dina Asher Smith, the cover of Vogue, right here. But I'm gonna pull this up real quick because Dina Asher Smith, it could hurt her brand, but as it stands right now, she's one of the few track and field, if I'm not mistaken, she's the only track and field athlete that got a 3D design on her as far as them running. So that's pretty cool. But when you look at the headlines, it wasn't Daryl Nita gets a bronze medal. It was Dina Asher Smith. And then when she started talking about a period, here go the headlines. They said, not really, she's on them covers. Yeah, exactly. She over here getting all types of stuff. Here's Dina Asher Smith. Here we go. They said Dina Asher Smith praised for shattering, quote, massive taboo around periods in sport. Okay, that was a week ago. All right. Now, remember, she had lost. Way to take the title and attention away from Nita, right? Way to take the attention away from the winners of the race. Now, this ain't like, I wouldn't expect this is something like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this just for that. But I'm just saying, the fact of the matter is, way to get the headlines out here. Track star Dina Asher Smith calls for more research into how periods affect performance. Dina Asher Smith takes silver as European 200-meter title slips away. It's not Dina Asher Smith silver to Kambunji. It's Dina Asher Smith in the headline. Right? I'm sure there was some there. They said Dina Asher Smith reveals period caused calf cramps after racing into 200-meter final. Into 200-meter final? Huh. Oh, okay. Now I get how they're saying it. Okay. But yeah, that's how these things oh wow. They blundered in the 4x1? Gosh dang it. They messed up in the 4x. Dang, Nita can't even get any. Oh my goodness. Nita can't get a break. She can't catch a break. She cannot catch a break. I didn't even realize that because quite frankly, I got so busy I didn't watch the last day of the European Championships. It just was elusive. They couldn't even get that. Was she even on the team? Oh no, she wasn't even there. But yeah, Nita can't even catch a break. She cannot catch a break on this at all, regardless, because that happened at the World Championship. She couldn't get a medal. Like, it's the whole thing. Nita been real thirsty to get that. I know she is very gung-ho about it, but she cannot get it. But anyway, let's go back. So there's Dina Asher Smith. Let's go over to the men's side, back to them. Let's go back over to the men's side to get the final man here. Now, what do y'all think? Who do y'all think? Let's just see it in the comment section. Who do y'all think should be mentioned here? Let me read the comments here while y'all are saying. Who do y'all think should be the final man? We got Noah Lyles and Mondo Duplantis as the hottest profile in track and field right now. Who do y'all think the other man? But let me read y'all comments. Equal national record in 100, which is more relevant than Europeans and Commonwealth. Then got a medal at the 200 at Worlds. Yeah, plus when she talked about a period cramps during the European 100 final interview, she got a lot of positive press. Yep. The headlines were Dina pulls up and Daryl Cops bronze. There were a couple of those. I will admit that, Fireheart. Exactly. Nita got bronze medal and they interviewed Dina first. Hey, it's kind of like when Sha'Carri Richardson got last and they didn't even interview a new meet record, second fastest time in history from Elaine Thompson here. It just happens. Look, like that's how the media, y'all saying Duplantis. I already mentioned him, Dos Santos. Vorholm. Okay, I see this. I see y'all. Okay. They said the overbite just don't sit right with me. They said Asha Phillips to Amani Lancico. They messed up the first. Oh my goodness, they were out on the first exchange. Gosh dang, they didn't even get started. Man, talk about not concentrating. Okay, wait a minute. Who y'all talking? What overbite? What overbite are y'all talking about? What overbite are y'all talking about? Okay. So anyway, okay. So here we go. So now you're saying Ingebrigtsen, Duplantis, I already mentioned them, Dos Santos, and Vorholm. All right. All right. So as yeah, I'm wondering who the overbite is too. They said the overbite is too much. But as far as this, and this is hard, I will say, because some people, Dina, wait a minute, Dina got an overbite. Hold on. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Wait a second. You just threw me the complete. Wait a minute. Okay. You know what? When I hear overbite, I hear bucktooth or something like that and gap in my head. Yeah, she does have an overbite. I got one as well. So I'm just like, wait a minute. What are you talking? You said the overbite don't sit well with you. Come on now. Y'all saying Nick loves Dina. No, Dina just looks like one of my exes, okay? Dina looks like a spitting image of one of my exes. Like, she looks like a spitting image of her. And I'm just like, without the as not as athletic of a body build, but as far as the face and everything, I'm just like, what? So no, it's not that I love Dina or anything. It's just she looks like she favors that. So you know, if somebody looks like somebody that you already liked or whatever, hey, you might be like, oh, okay, this person's pleasing. I don't feel neither here nor there on Dina in particular, but I gotta ask her permission. I don't want to blow her up like that, but if y'all see them next to each other, it'll be like, are y'all related? So anyway, let me get back here because y'all just threw me off on that one. I had to look, and I'm looking, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pull it up on the screen because you saying the overbite doing too much. That's funny. Y'all got jokes. Why y'all do these athletes like that? Okay, here you go. The overbite. Now I'm over here confused because yeah, I'm here. You saying that's doing too much? You saying that's doing too much? I don't see the problem. But that's just me. That's just me. Maybe I got a bias and favoritism. But anyway, on the men's side, where was I at? We got the last man. Okay. So I will say it's not Curly. I know Curly should be taking it, but this could be my personal bias here. I will say this. To me, Curly doesn't strike me as particularly interesting as an athlete. I will say that. I gotta admit that Curly does not strike me personally as a particularly interesting athlete. I hesitate to say it because I know I got a platform and people gonna be like, oh look, whatever. I don't think he has that, and I don't think I'm the only one. It's no surprise that Noah Lyles overshadowed him as far as the casual person. Now I got a small audience of people I'm asking a test group, but it's not a surprise. But Curly, I think if he started to trash talk, if he started to do something else, like verbally trash talk or something like that, because he got the personality to me as a generated video game character. Like, that's the personality he got as a generated video game character. None wrong, no diss on him, no diss on the guy, because he's a fantastic, fast athlete. But if I were to go to sleep and lose my memory and then see the athletes with a new brain and everything, he wouldn't stick out to me. It just is no offense to him. But he's gotta just keep dominating, and his star power is gonna go up. Because some people, they just aren't interested. But if they win enough, there is no way that you can ignore them. They just win, especially in a highlight event like the 100. Like Jacobs got more star power than Curly, in my opinion. So yeah, y'all saying that he even Knighton overshadows Curly. He looks like he would be a really good villain. No, y'all said Def Not Curly has no personality, and you said he strikes you as a Southern businessman. Ah, okay, yep, I get you. I understand completely. I understand completely. They said Knighton is another character in training. It's like WWE. They trying to figure out their brand and character. Yeah. So anyway, let me get to the point here. On the men's side, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. I'm going to have to give that to Jakob Ingebrigtsen. I'm going to have to give that to Jakob Ingebrigtsen. The man, he is definitely a character. He's definitely a character here. And he pushes up the crowd. And just in distance alone, the man's getting views. He's getting the sponsorships that he needs to get. And he's just pulling it through. So he's one of the hottest in track and field. He's 21 years old. Now, a lot of people are feeling a lot of ways about him. Arrogant, showboating, all the types of things. That's the thing you need. You kind of need some of that excitement right there. Because when he lost, he said, no, I shouldn't have lost. I messed up. Even Whiteman knows. Go ask Whiteman. He knew he can't beat me. I just defeated myself, essentially. He basically said he defeated himself without saying that. He's like, I lost because I didn't do it right. And yeah, Whiteman knew he can't beat me. But that's the thing. Just like She Is Bree Wayne said, he's arrogant, but he backs it up. That's the arrogant that I can deal with. If you arrogant and you can't back it up, you just become a running butt of the joke. Or the people that say, wow, I hope you do well. I hope you do well. Oh yeah, he did. It's like, dude, I'm superior, you're inferior. Like, I was just like, okay, cool. He just said that. Right, okay. I wish this was like boxing, so when somebody says that, it's just like, okay, cool. But the fact that Whiteman ain't even showing up against him, hey, Whiteman is in his head. But yeah, definitely. They said them Norwegians be off the stimulants. Warholm smacking himself, twitching, breaking records, they different. Wait a minute, what? Are you saying as they off the stimulants as in, yeah, I'm not even, Isaiah, what are you talking about? This is like one of those, oh yeah, I remember the interview. I'm just trying to make him sound a little bit nicer with the inferior thing. But yeah, so this is one of the comments that I have people call up for. Because you over here saying they off the stimulants. But I think if you said it out loud, I think, oh, you said too much coffee, man. I think if you said it out loud, that'll be another thing. I get you. I get you. They said he literally called Whiteman inferior. His exact words were, quote, inferior. Man, that's crazy. I might just have to post up his interview here. Fair use, y'all. Fair use for the other channels. And now for the women. So we got Sha'Carri Richardson, Dina Asher Smith. I think we all know on the women's side who that is. We know who that is. And at this point, it kind of gets like, oh, really? For some people, because they don't like Shelly Ann Fraser Price. And if she wasn't running the 10-6s like this right now, she still would be having star power on the track. She still would have star power on the track. Quite frankly, she still would have star power on the track. How many 10-6s did she do? 1, 2, this is funny because that should have been a 10-6, but anyway. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She got 6 10 6s and 7 sub 10 8s. Like, god damn. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do against her? What are you gonna do against Shelly Ann Fraser Price and her star power? She's got better search results than everybody. They said Josh Kerr be arrogant and not winning. I know, right? Man, he be getting the crowd and then don't win. But look, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, it's just not enough words to describe her. At this point, it's like, look, everybody else just need to do what this image is right here. They just need to put their sunglasses on, put the head down, and just hope and pray that she got another off season, that her toe injury comes back on the day that they needed to, and just say, look, can she age out already? Can she age out so I can get some shine this year? That's what they need to be doing. That's what they need to be doing. And then even if she continues to run and she doesn't win, and she does the Adi approach, where she can still make teams, she can still get like a bronze and still medal and things, silver and whatnot, they still gonna be spooked, because they're gonna be like, dang, she may not be as dominant, but you know, just that one race, she could just destroy us. They said Kenya endorses her, apparently. Shelly is such a big name, honestly. See her fans in Kenya? Yeah. Yeah, I got people that knew about her in Kenya, and I got a whole network with my WhatsApp gang over there with Kenya, because like I said, I be doing business and stuff in different locations. So Kenyan just track and field fans love Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Man, she was having a line at that stadium. They said, who doesn't like her? Personality is gold. LOL. Dina wants her gone. LMAO. Hey, they said Dina was so funny for asking if Shelly, if she's not gonna have another kid. Man, look, it's like, look, if you could have another kid right now, that would be great. That would be great, because I could beat the rest of them. They might not show up. Elaine, we don't know how she gonna do at the World Championships. Let me get my shine real quick. Sharika Jackson is beatable. That's what Dina Asher Smith. If I could just get it straight at the finals, as I do at the World Championships. This year was a little shaky, but look, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, could you please not show up at the next race and have another child? I believe your child is so beautiful. Like, she'll be like straight up like that. Like, your child is beautiful. Like, they said Dina ain't beating Sharika. So she could beat her. Like, from Dina Asher Smith's perspective, the fact that she believes she could run a 10-6. And I fully believe it. I believe in the Dina Asher Smith marketing, that she could run a 10-6 something. But right now, Sharika Jackson could run in the 10-6. So yeah, they said Shelly asked if both her parents were Jamaican. Dina said both, and she looked disappointed. Really? Wait a minute. When did she do that one? That one I didn't know. But yeah, both her parents are Jamaican. I'm surprised she didn't know. I did post up a picture of her parents here, but you know, they're the athletes there. Are these the medals? Yeah, so anyway, these are the top three. These are the top three. If I could do this next year, assuming everything goes to plan, which, you know, life doesn't necessarily go to plan. You said the accent killing you. They said 10-7 maybe, 10-6. Nah, I think 10. Y'all saying you think Dina can run 10-7. Not sure about 10-6. She's a little bit too injury prone at this point to do that. That's the problem. I think she actually has the ability to go 10-6, but if you get injured, it's like you go backwards, then you got to come back. Just imagine if last year she wasn't injured. She wouldn't have matched the national record or the European record this year. She would have already been under that. Who knows what she could have ran? And I'm already quite certain that that wouldn't have been a 1-2-3 Jamaica sweep. It would have been Dina Asher Smith coming in there. So, but she has to do that. They said after it was after the race. It's a video up. Dang, I know I saw. Is that in Padwan? Because if it was, I saw one in Padwan. I could barely understand what was going on. I watched the entire thing. Shelly Ann on her IG live or whatever, and then brought in Dina Asher Smith and she was talking to her or whatever. They were back there, Sharika Jackson, and I'm just like, huh? What is going on? I tried to go through because I could even understand Pidgin English in Nigeria, Nigerian Pidgin English, and I could not understand what was going on. I could understand it a little bit. I'd be listening, and I could pick up some stuff, but on this one, it was just going too fast, too much. I was just like, all right, I can't. So, yeah, let's see. But yeah, Shelly Ann Fraser Price is at the top. That's my top three, y'all. I got Lyles, Duplantis, and Ingebrigtsen. I got. Oh, that's the video? Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't know what was going on. Because if that's the video, then yeah. Yeah, Dina has had the same coach since she was young. Now, I wonder if Dina Asher Smith goes over to Jamaica and trains with the groups. Because they seem to be getting a little more friendly with Shelly Ann Fraser Price. That would be very interesting if she pulls some athletes that are non-Jamaican. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see. They say our American girls are all sub 10.8s and 10.6. Ain't a joke. Yep. Shelly be on her IG clowning. Y'all, yeah, Shelly promotes her wigs now. She gonna be lit and on fire. Okay, say go be lit and set free life. And set for life. All right, I can't read that Pabwan at all. I'm good. They said I would want to change Dina's running style. I don't think her current running style gets her to 10.6. That's going to be a while to do that, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Let me pull this up real quick. Hey, now, I saw some people complaining. It was really weird energy, I got to be honest. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick. Now, I'm going to bring this up. Right here, Grant Holloway. Now, you notice that Broad Bell's name wasn't there. Now, if you pull yourself up, like OG Grant Holloway, Holloway is the world champ, okay? Okay. Holloway is the world champ. So that makes sense that his name will be in the headline. But notice something. Now, I understand people were mad about... See, this is why things are just like that. They don't like when a person's name is mentioned in the headline. Say, you ruined the track race. You ruined the track race. Well, you wouldn't have watched the video if the person's name wasn't in the video. Like, track is not like the NFL. And then even still, another thing. NFL do not have full matches or any really partial matches on YouTube, by the way. So for the people that say, hey, they should be streaming this and stuff, I mean, I don't see other sports really doing it. Now, baseball has a couple of them that get streamed there. I notice. I look at all types of different sports for comparison for things. But baseball does with the MLB a little bit. But NFL really doesn't. So, you know that they put Broad Bell's name in the headline at first, right? Right? Y'all know that Broad Bell's name was in this headline at first for NBC Sports. But nobody was clicking the video. So what they did was they used Grant Holloway and Trey Cunningham's name in the headline, and then they got a bunch more views. Now, y'all, I know a lot of y'all don't understand this. So I just see people complaining a lot, but it comes from like not understanding things. Now, people gonna complain no matter what you do. You go left, they want you to go right. You go right, they want you to go left. You go left again, they want you to go forward. You go forward, now you're going backwards. Like that's how people are. People just gonna complain about everything. But I just want y'all to know this. This is why I brought up Sha'Carri Richardson early, and I said, hey, if y'all want to be honest here, because I gotta say she is pulling through. The semifinals or the first round of the 100 was watched. The fact that her name was brought up, people watched it. So she's still bringing in views, and at least the analytics and the algorithm is pumping her at the very least. So they said she is Bree Wayne said NBC is an American media. Don't know why Jamaicans always complain. It's never going to be fair. Yeah. See, this is. Let me get on this one real quick. I need us as for the people that this applies to. I need us as black people, since most of the people here are black people, to stop trying to whine and beg the bigger stations to feature us. It's just not going to happen. In Jamaican media and the Caribbean media is basically Jamaican media. That's what I've learned. When somebody says Caribbean, it don't mean Trinidad and Tobago, don't mean the Bahamas, it means Jamaica. That's how dominant the coverage is for Jamaican athletes, whether they are the top athlete or not a top athlete. That's what I've noticed. I've looked through long enough to know that when somebody says Caribbean, they really mean Jamaica. And I know that angers people from other Jamaican or other Caribbean nations. See, I even slipped up at that point. Other Caribbean nations, because they don't like that. But I've talked to enough people from the islands in this area and traveling about that Caribbean means Jamaica. So the same way that y'all might be complaining about that, it's just, I understand people are complaining because it's like, look, if it's my team, I'm complaining for it. If it's the other team, I ain't saying nothing. That's how it works. But I need us to stop trying to beg them to do that. When somebody's already supporting you, you go ahead and try to put as much behind it as possible. Because these media platforms, the media channels, for example, a lot of y'all mentioning other people here, which I like to try to keep y'all not from mentioning a whole bunch of other people, because just out of respect for, the host here. But y'all will mention the other channels, and they'll be talking like track and field. Caribbean media, big ups Caribbean athletes, particularly the Jamaican ones, most of the time. American media is going to big up the American athletes as much as they can, but I got to be honest, they're a little bit less biased than you think. When I look at the Caribbean one, it's like Caribbean. When I look at American, it's American plus other nations. So if I got to say who's biased and who's not covering who, it'll be more Caribbean coverage. Europeans, they be sticking to Europeans most of the time. They just be like, look, unless there's a big name, then it'll be like Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, Sidney McLaughlin, Dalilah Muhammad. It'll be that. They said Jamaica better stick to Sports Max. But yeah, so things like that. Even my channel, you guys already know that I'm covering it here. So if y'all like to see it, support those channels. Okay? Support it. I mean monetarily. I'm not speaking just for myself, but support the channels monetarily. Because what'll happen is, if you allow these other channels to go through, they're going to change up like that one YouTube channel called The Runner, I think. Like I said, they're going to change up just like that. So, let me see. Let me see him. The Runner. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So this guy right here, The Runner. You see this guy? 139,000 views. 32,000 views or whatever. So most of his videos actually do a lot better. How Jakob Ingebrigtsen will beat. He tried to do this clickbait one. It didn't work. But a lot of his are getting a lot more views compared to even his subscriber count. So this guy used to do views. These are his lower videos now. Back when he was doing non-clickbaity stuff and things like that, he could hope and pray for a 5,000 view video. He could hope and pray for 2,000 view video. And then he started doing all of these things and changed it up. And a lot of his core audience didn't even like it. And the funny thing is, a lot of the audience that click his videos and continue to click them, they complain in the comment section, oh, this is clickbait, this ain't this. Yet they're watching the video, giving them views, and obviously giving them revenue. So at the same time, guys, support the channels, because then they start moving in a direction that y'all don't really like. And I will say that for myself too. Because if I gotta do it, I'll do it. And if my star power goes up even higher from changing in that direction with people that support it, hey, yeah, that will be where I have to go. And it'll be no hard feelings on the audience. I don't want to leave anybody behind, but that's how it is. So if you guys like it, whether it's on any of the other YouTube channels, definitely support. But yeah, I don't know if I agree that Broadbell popped up out of nowhere. As far as a headline in the coverage, sure, that could happen. But even Otto was talking about Cunningham and Broadbell probably had a good chance of winning there, or getting up in those top spots. But they actually did put Broadbell's name up there. They put Rasheed Broadbell. The original title of this was something like Rasheed Broadbell stuns Grant Holloway or something like that. And it didn't really get anybody to view it. So they changed it and said, boom, let's use the American name. So, yeah. But anyway, so it looks like Shelly Ann Fraser-Price's camp is doing pretty well. I think everybody's saying that. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price's camp is doing well. Elaine Thompson-Herah's camp has to make some adjustments, but compared to her previous years, she's actually doing pretty well. So, yeah. I would say that if we were to compare them, we got Glenn Mills, we got MVP, we got the Shelly Ann Fraser-Price camp. What are they called? What is Fraser-Price's camp called, actually? And then what is Elaine's camp called? Do they have a name for it? Is it the Thompson era, Thompson-Herah era? Is it that name? Or is it like something else? They said Grant Holloway been getting them L's this year more than any other. Yeah, he been messing up. He been catching them fades real hard. They said Elaine ready to model. Actually, I could see her looking to model. Me personally, I think she has too many tattoos, but there's a market for that, because if I got somebody, like, I market things that me personally myself, I wouldn't really care for. There's some business stuff that I do. I don't really care for wigs or anything like that yet, or even other stuff, and yet I got some money that I can make in wigs, right? So, Elite Performance. Okay, there we go. It's called New Era, End of Era. Wait a minute. Are y'all serious? Elite Performance for Shelly. New Era for Elaine's club. Oh my goodness. It's New Era for sure. For real? Dang, I was literally just saying it's the Thompson era as a joke because it rhymes with Thompson-Herah. Y'all saying in the era. You bogus, Kylo. But yeah, I was saying it as a joke. Because somebody earlier had challenged, because I told them to freestyle something. And then I was just it's not hard to rhyme. I said I could just take the track athletes' names and just rhyme some stuff with that. And then, I don't know, I said something like Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. I'm not even going to do it because it's not in the same thing. Because if I said it like that, it actually sounded pretty good. And I was like, dang. Okay. And then I went with Kipchoge, Thompson-Herah, Dina Asher-Smith, Noah Lyles, Michael Norman. I was able to get all of them. But anyway, let's see. They already don't pronounce the H. So it's like era. Oh, okay. Thompson-Herah. Isn't it like that? Thompson-Herah. Okay. Because I know I'm saying Hera, but if I am correct, I'm not even pronouncing that right. Oh shoot, it's almost 7. Hey, look, y'all, I got somebody They about to cook me some good food tonight. So it's getting close to that time. I think I'm gonna get off right now, but definitely everybody, go to trackstars.io. Thank y'all that have already supported it. And if somebody doesn't have that there, just let me know. You say, hey, look, I don't got the 60 or 70 that is, but I want to support you, because I did have 2 people that came up and was like, is there another way? Can you do a Kickstarter? And so I was like, man, I didn't even think of a Kickstarter, because the NFTs are really directly connected to a lot of stuff. So it's the NFTs are connected to a lot of things. So if y'all want to do that, I can do a Cash App thing or a PayPal thing for the people that's not there, and then I'll just put the numbers that's up there. So we can have a goal, or maybe a Patreon, and then I say this many subscribers, and then we'll do that. Are you guys down with that? Let me know before we go. Are you guys down with me doing that? Because I understand some people say, hey, I don't want to download that. I got the money for it, but I don't want to get crypto. And I'm just like, look, if you support the channel, is there. Even YouTube is giving out NFTs for some of their top creators. They just like, yo, we handed them out because the top creators. So if y'all support it that way, I might actually, if we get enough, we hit the numbers. Do you guys want me to do it this way? If you guys donate enough, I will just give out the NFTs, which still will have all of its properties, for free. Right? Do I just give that? If we hit the, what is it? I think the current worth, the value of the NFTs are about 300,000. If we hit those, should I give it out for free? And then people just you win it like a lottery ticket, like a raffle or something like that. Let me know right now, because this is the end. This is the overtime. And then after that, y'all saying I got a date. Not necessarily. I just was like, hey, you got to cook me some food. And they was like, you serious? I said yes. So I'm about to eat some good food, some good vegan food, some good vegan soul food actually. So I wonder if she's watching this stream right now. But yeah, if that's a good idea, guys, let me know of that, because yeah, that would be something that I would be okay with doing. And if so, I'll set it up tonight so that we could just start it tomorrow. Because like I said, I had that September 16th date. I like to be a man of my word. We stick to these things. I got the point system coming out for, it's almost the end of the summer now, coming up to September. I think September 21st is fall, or the 20th, whatever day that is. So right around after this Diamond League, probably will announce it there. I'll announce the point system so that it's there. Oh, not tofu. Ugh. Not necessarily. Gonna turn into some cheeks. LMAO. I'm vegan too. Isaiah. Oh, really? So you've been training hard and you vegan. All right, there you go. They said elite is lit. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do, guys, let me know. But I'm gonna get off of anybody going to the end of era. They said Walcott was coaching Stacey Ann Williams back in her high school days, because he was the head coach at the high school. So are you talking about Stacey Ann Williams? Stacey who? Oh, you saying elite is getting Stacey? Gotcha. But Walcott used to coach her. Yeah. Karika Hill. Oh, this is gonna be some very, very interesting. This is gonna be a good battle off. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go now. I'll catch y'all later.